Perfect. So it starts.
Yay.
Hi, Mikulas. How are you?
Hi, Cyrus. I'm fine. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Back in Strasbourg. I see that you're still in Prague, I believe.
Yes, that's the case. I'm a bit envious, but due to COVID, we just gave up on the last Strasbourg plenary before the Christmas.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you after Christmas then. But I'm really happy that you're connected today because we've been working on this for quite a long time. And today, Malta will vote in our national parliament to legalize cannabis. The interesting thing is that we'll be the first country in the European Union to do so. I believe that Luxembourg and Germany are on the way to doing the same thing very soon. But I'm happy that in our case, we have a policy which is very leftist, I believe, where it gives people the power rather than profits, which I think is a good thing, as we have been discussing in the past months.
Well, I absolutely believe so. And, you can call it leftist, but I think the topic of the legalization is cross-partisan. I think it applies for everyone, and there is no need for block it. Either you are left or right. It's just good for people.
Exactly. What I like about what we will be passing through our national parliament today is the fact that rather than giving big pharmaceutical companies the right, let's say, to sell their products to users for whatever reason they might be using cannabis for, we are giving people the power to actually grow their own product. And if they cannot grow their product because in their current residence it is impossible for them to do so, they will be able to join social gatherings where they pool in resources in order to grow the product themselves. This means that they will be knowing exactly what they will be growing. They will be knowing exactly what they will be using, which is a very good thing, I believe.
That's indeed, so to say, holy grail of this whole effort. I mean, I would like to see it here in the country. Just were you able to or will you be able to secure the majority for approving the law? Because this is always the tricky part.
Yes, so there will be a majority in Parliament today. There's the opposition coming from the opposition Conservative Party, but the fact that we have one party in government and, well, two parties in opposition, but them two together do not have an absolute majority, so it means that this will pass. The interesting thing is that from the opposition side, there was, at first, they had said that this is the proposal made by government was copied from the opposition, but then in the end, it turned out that the opposition is against now, and they will not be voting in favor. However, the strange thing is that the opposition did not move forward any amendments to the proposal made by government. So although they are opposing, they did not contribute in order to have a better law or to put inside the law that we have any amendments which, according to them, would make the law better, which is interesting.
Well, I'm honestly surprised, or maybe not that surprised. I mean, we are used to the conservatives having weird ideas, but as said, this is a cross-partisan issue, so independent of whether you are left or right, this is just good. So I hope they will find their way to actually get with this law, because I think it also helps to their voters at the end of the day.
Yes, the thing is that the arguments being currently put forward are arguments which do not make that much sense. In fact, I guess that the fact that there were no amendments put forward is because they couldn't back their arguments with any scientific evidence. Because at the end of the day, putting forward amendments without any evidence, scientific, without any numbers, I believe would not have made any sense. And the arguments being put forward are those that sort of scare people, trying to scare people away from personal use, which obviously we do not encourage use of any drugs in reality. But at the end of the day, we need to have a harm reduction policy. And what we're hearing are things like, if there is legalization of cannabis, there will be more car accidents, or with the legalization of cannabis, we will have more people not knowing what they're doing at their place of work. So it's these kinds of arguments which in reality do not make sense.
Well, I'm just thinking about like whether ban of alcohol would actually prevent people from driving under influence of alcohol, because like it's forbidden and still people do it. So what's the argument here? And yeah, but like this is the same story as everywhere. I mean, like we have seen the scientific evidence for supporting the harm reduction principle all over the world. It's just like the matter of time until the countries one by one will finally like draw the same conclusion. It makes no sense as we did the policies so far.
Yeah, and reality is that I think that one of our main objectives should be to eliminate black market trade, because at the end of the day, we know that there are users, even when it is illegal, users still exist. Unfortunately, they buy their product through the black market, which means it is totally unregulated. You could have different things within the actual product that they would be buying, and there's no safeguarding of that person's health, because one wouldn't know what they would actually would be buying. So that is a problem in itself. And apart from that, not having the legislation in place doesn't mean that no one would use. In reality, there's still usage, but it is in a more dangerous way. And I think that being realistic and removing the hypocrisy out of all of this, and knowing exactly what's happening and legislating in order for that to be regulated is the way forward. And I hope that we could also encourage others to go this way, because this is a reality in every member state and all across the globe. And it is important that we know that all those using are, at the end of the day, using the product that is best suited for them, and that they know exactly what there is in the product. So I think that is one of the major issues.
Well, that makes absolutely sense, and especially like the black market, it actually drives the price higher. Okay, but what's driving the price, or what's making the difference? Okay, those are the profits of the producers anyway. So we are like giving the money for the illicit producers and illicit distributors on the expense of the consumers. That makes no sense. I mean, like at the end of the day, and that was the model we have promoted here in Czechia for quite some time. We should have a like normal tax for cannabis as we have for alcohol or for cigarettes. I mean, like I think it's pretty fair to provide cheaper prices for the consumers, as well as an additional source of income for the state. I mean, why shouldn't we do so when we do it with substances like alcohol or nicotine? Why shouldn't we do it with cannabis? I don't see the point. It's just like it is a specific treatment for where there is no reason for doing so.
Yeah, and at the same time, another issue that I believe was happening was the fact that we had a number of not only young people in reality, but young people, older people, pensioners who are users of cannabis, and they end up being taken to courts, being vilified in front of everyone for having the product, which is clearly for personal use. And they end up being sometimes even being sent to jail because of the fact that they smoked a joint, or that they had enough product in their possession to have that joint. So I think that we need to make sure that people's futures are not simply destroyed through bad conducts because they would have smoke the joint or do this regularly for whatever reason they may be doing it.
Well, absolutely. I mean, like, I have seen quite a lot of like propaganda, and when it is against youngsters, you can kind of trust it or believe it. But when you see the old ladies who were just like punished because of creating like medicals for themselves, it's just like, what is this? What's the purpose of this whole exercise? Because then you see the real absurdity of the whole system as we live in now, and I hope you will not live since today in Malta.
Yeah, I hope that what we're doing today in Malta will be, I know that it's being prepared now in Luxembourg, in Germany, and in some other member states, which is a good thing. And maybe we could also work on this at a European level here in the European Parliament in the future as well.
Well, absolutely. I mean, like at the end of the day, you should be allowed to travel across Europe independent of whether you have just forgotten something in your pocket and you are scared of what could be found in the airport control or wherever you are traveling. This is just like ridiculous, and we should be safe from those accusations.
Yeah. So thank you, Mikulas. I'm really happy that you are part. Well, we have discussed this really regularly over the past months, and it's a pleasure having you with us today as we're going through this historical day in our country.
Thank you very much. Keeping fingers crossed for the vote, and looking forward for better Malta. And yeah, we need to communicate, spread the word, because further other countries have to follow.
Great. So I guess I'll see you after Christmas now. So I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope that you have a good start to the year. See you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.